Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Deyshawlah. Today I'm going to be teaching us how to make a bridal hand fan. So for this tutorial you'll be needing your glue, a pair of scissors, some flat back pearls and stones for decoration. You'll be needing feathers, these are called chicken feathers, some trimmings and a plain piece of fabric. You'll also be needing glue for your glue gun, should you want to use a glue gun. Then last but not the least, the skeleton of the hand fan. So for starters, you're going to preheat the glue gun and clean the nozzle to wipe off any debris or leftover glue from the last use. Then we're forming the outline of the fan. What you just do is to apply some glue to the base of the skeleton and overlap it with the next one. So we'll keep doing that until we do the same thing for the whole sticks of the skeleton. So if you're using the regular glue, it takes a while for it to dry. You just have to do it, then allow it dry. You leave it still to allow it dry. But the glue gun, I love it so much because the moment it cools down, it becomes solid and it holds whatever it is in place. So now I'm not using Ashoke for this. It's preferable you use Ashoke. I'll show you why later. But for the plain piece of fabric, you place your glue on it and you place your skeleton on it and then you cut out the outline with a bit of allowance. So now what we're trying to do is to cover the skeleton with the plain fabric. So you could do as I'm doing now, but you have to be extremely fast if you're making use of the glue gun because it most likely will cool down before you apply it to all the sticks. Yeah, so you just place it on top and press down. You press it down, then flip it over and smoothen it. Smoothing it to reduce any bubbles at the back as much as you can. So there were some places that weren't caught in the glue. I had to reapply some glue and press it down. So I'm going to do the same thing for the top. For me, I don't want any part of the skeleton showing, or I want as little as possible of it showing. So this time around, I decided to do it section by section to avoid the glue drying up before placing the fabric on it. Okay, so while doing that, you keep straightening it out. You keep straightening it out. Yeah, so just like that, you smoothing it out. And now I'm cutting off the excess fabric. Cutting off the excess fabric. So what I'm doing now is to close up the edges by folding over the excess fabric I left when I was cutting the first one. So you have to be careful if you're using your glue gun for this. Remember, the glue gun heats up the glue to melt it. So it was really burning my fingers as I was doing this, but I'm used to the whole process. It's part of the hazards of the job. For a newbie, please use any of the other glues I showed you earlier, to avoid burning your skin. Okay. So now what we're going to do is to cut the feathers into short strips. For me, I find it easier to work with and manipulate after cutting it into short strips or small pieces. So now I'm going to just, make a mock decoration to see how it looks before gluing, because the moment you apply the glue, you can't, shift it anymore. If it were to be the other glues that takes a while to dry, even after applying, if you see that you've not placed it well, you can rearrange and move it around. But with the glue gun, it dries up really fast, like I keep saying. So I have to make sure everything is where I need it to be before applying the glue. So at this time, I was satisfied with the first layer, and then I decided to do more. So now applying the glue and then sticking it to the base of the hand fan. Occasionally you find me using the head of my scissors to hit the feathers. I'm trying to press it down without using my hands. Trying to press it down. So now I've gotten to the end of the skeleton, and I'm going to be placing the trimmings on it. If you notice, the trimmings are no longer in a long strip. I separated them into pieces. So now they look like petals of flowers. So I'm going to use it to cover up, the leftover fabric, just like you're seeing me doing now. Basically, with crafts, all you need to do is just to play around with it. There's this old saying that there's no mistake in art. Every mistake is a design, which is kind of true. I agree with it, because even if it doesn't turn out the way you want, in another way, it still looks appealing. Okay, so I'm pressing it down again now. So now the big stones that I showed you earlier are going to be put, in between the petals, just to make sure it glitters. If you know me by now, you know I like it when it's shiny, just to make sure it glitters. So when the bride or the person, or even if it's for you, when you're using it in the sunlight, it's just going to be glittering. Okay, so I'm gluing that down too. You could use your Yoo-hoo or your B7000. Any of the two will do. Okay, now, so this is the other side. I decided to use the leftover petals, to just form, I don't know, an arrangement around it. I didn't want it to be plain. If you had the leftover ashoke fabric of your bride or of your customer, you could just, use it for this side and leave it like that. But usually I like doing something on the other side. And since the petals were remaining, I just decided to cover it up. So this is an alternative for you if you're using a plain piece of fabric. And you see the outline of the skeleton is still slightly visible. If you used a harder fabric, it wouldn't show at all. So after gluing all of this, we're basically done with the fan. So the fan is complete. Now all I need to wait for is that everything gets dried. So here's the fan. Eventually, I added the leftover feathers to make it much more fuller than this. But this is how to make a bridal fan. I hope you've been able to learn one or two things. If you have, please give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and share this video to people you think might be interested in the same content. Till I come your way next time, I'm still Deyshawlah. I love you, take care, and bye.